the beautiful intuitive medium, Nancy Brady, and I, Tara Diana, are going live to do our monthly essential spirit scopes. This is our version of horoscopes. We do it monthly. We normally just throw it up on YouTube, but we thought we would give it a try and see what it's like to go live here. It'll still go up on the YouTube channel, but here we are. We are going to do this. Two things I want you to keep in mind for this particular session. One is that I do have a dog in the room with me and she will go cray cray at some point. So I am never afraid to jump out and let her out of the room. And two is that we are testing my microphone to see if it's working in Facebook. So if anyone is on, Nancy, you have Facebook up so you can see the comments?
I do.
So if anyone can let us know if my my microphone is working. I've had some problems with it and we think we figured it out.
Andrea says hello, Michelle, and Marnie say hello.
Hello.
Nothing, no comments yet on your mic.
Okay, if something does go wrong with my mic, we will cut the live and just record this.
Marnie says sounds good.
Oh, thank God, because I'm going live at 6 o'clock again to talk about all the tools. Finally, all the tools. So Nancy, are you good to go?
I'm so good to go.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about what we do here?
Okay, so for those of you joining us, you may or may not have checked out Spirit Scopes, and it's a little thing Tara and I sort of made up for fun, and where we come on monthly and we give each sign our sort of intuition, and we tap into spirit, we tap into our guides, and then we have some fun with some cards, and we just tell each sign what you can kind of use to plan for your next month or stay alert on and have some fun with and all that good stuff.
That's exactly what we do. And I want to make sure that everyone understands. I'm not sure if you can see, I am wearing clothes. I am not doing this nude. I am not naked. I am wearing clothes. I have a black bando.
We are taking Spirit Scopes to the next level, people. It's going to
If you don't watch it for our intuitive ability, watch it for. Anyway, let's get started. Nancy, do you what cards are you using?
Okay, so this time I'm using Earth Magic Oracle cards by Stephen Farmer. He's one of my favorite practitioners because he does a lot of work with animals, and you guys know my thing with animals.
I love Dr. Stephen Farmer, and you know, here's something super cool. I worked with him. And he worked with my daughter when they were here. He had just done his children's oracle cards, and that tells you how long ago that was, because Alana's like almost 22. And so yeah, we had readings. He did soul retrievals. He's the one that taught me to do soul retrievals. Yeah, he was super cool. And he used to be married to Doreen Virtue before she became non-metaphysically inclined. So yeah, he used to be married to Doreen Virtue.
That's you know someone famous.
Look at me. So yeah, that's kind of it. So I love those cards. I'm using, and I have no idea who the author and the artist is, but I'm using the Sacred Forest Oracle. These are very, very beautiful cards to me. But another thing too is that card deck you're using, I've gone through 3 of them. And as a medium, I don't use cards all the time, but I've gone through 3 of them in the years that I've had since that deck came out. Does it say what year that deck came out?
Yeah, let's have a little looky-loo. Let me look in the book.
Just curious. That will tell you how long ago.
2010.
Yeah, that's
yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Alana was about 9.
Yeah. Oh my God.
There we go. Okay. I'm going to start off with Aries then. Are you okay with that?
Let's do it.
Okay, so Aries, here is what we see for you, what Spirit's showing you, and what you need to know going into the month of August. And the crazy thing is, Nancy and I usually do these about a week or 2 in advance, but life has been hectic, and so here we are the day before August. So rainbow waterfalls, and I love this, and miracles. So let's talk about this for a moment, Aries. This card has a whole lot to it, because waterfall always represents for me water flowing down like a waterfall, always represents to me mental and emotional detoxification. Water represents that to me in general, but the idea of it is super powerful. But the rainbow always resembles the energetic chakras. So they're asking you to look at what you're holding on to mentally and emotionally. And this is super cool because I just did for the goddess membership, I just did a whole thing on balance and the power of 3. So you want to be looking at what you're holding on to, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, that you need to let go of, that's holding you back in some way, making you uncomfortable. When we talk about holding back, guys, we're not always talking about some very deep, dramatic, traumatic situation. We can be talking about the little things that just keep us from kind of having a good extra loving vibe in our step. You know what I mean? So take a look at what you're holding on to. What can you let go of? Because this is distinctly saying that there is something in your energetic atmosphere that is not working to your highest and best. Let it go. There you go, Aries.
Love it. So while you were doing that, I had a jumper for Taurus, and I had dance and celebration. And this is Spirit's way of coming in and just reminding you, there's a couple things. A, get your body moving. This is all about getting the momentum, because you're going to charge up that energy. You're going to charge up all of the energetic levels around you, but nothing really brings that energy up quicker than a dance, but celebrating things too. So the other side of this is, where are the mini wins that you've had, and what can you do to celebrate those mini wins? It's not just about, excuse me, often we overlook, I guess, the small things. We overlook the small wins, right? Like for me, I made a healthy choice last night to have a salad with chicken instead of like the pot pie I wanted. That was a mini win. I celebrated, and I'm a Taurus.
Yay!
Food, but I love my food. But this is really about all of those little wins. So what is it that you can celebrate that you've been doing, but then also celebrate all of those around you, right? This is a reminder to really bring in close the people that celebrate you and lift you up and empower you. So Taurus, I'm putting you with a challenge of, what are you going to do? And what are you going to celebrate in this month?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Celebration is so important, and we get caught up in so many other things that we forget to celebrate those little things.
Yes.
Right? We do.
Yeah.
We really, really do. Let's go to Gemini and see what's going on. Gemini. Owl spirit, wisdom, power card. In my view, anything to do with the owl is always a power card. Okay. So wisdom and owl, white, healing, light is always what I get with owl. I feel like you're being told to pay attention, spread your wings, pay attention to what's being gifted to you from spirit, open that crown chakra, allow what needs to come through, and take a moment and process it. Sometimes we get this download of information where we're all like, okay, that was a lot of something, not sure what it is, but let's just tuck it to the wayside. I always feel that when a card like this comes out to be acknowledged, Gemini, that we really must take the time to see what's coming in, see what's being given to us. How does it resonate with us? What can we do with it? Because 9 times out of 10, if not 9.9 times out of 10, it's beneficial to us, if not to others. And remember, if it's beneficial to us, that brings us up, that levels up our higher frequency. Therefore, it is absolutely beneficial to others. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So pay attention. Owl is here. Wisdom, seeing through the dark, right? So seeing through the veils would be another type of way to take that card. But most definitely, it's an acknowledgement of wisdom and knowledge being bestowed upon you at this time.
Love that. It's interesting that you use the word veil, because the card that I got for Cancer is fog and veil. And I feel like this card is coming in, thank you, and Spirit's telling me, for a couple of reasons right now. So if you've been feeling recently like you've been walking around in a fog, get ready, because that veil is about to be lifted and you're going to start to see things a lot more clear, as long as you're doing the work. And the veil part of the spirituality of this that's coming in is, as we lift the veil to talk to the other side, and Spirit downloads it and infuses us with all sorts of stuff, that's going to also offer a lot of clarity for you, because it's being lifted. You're coming out of that fog for this month. And the biggest thing to keep in mind is to keep doing the work. If you're doing the work, you're going to be leveling up. You're going to be tapping into that intuition, and you're not going to feel like you're walking around in a little bit of a fog. Right now, and Tara can let me know what your thoughts are, but there's been a lot of leveling up in the world right now, and a lot of spiritual people are being called forward, and it's happening at exponential rates that seem to kind of confuse people a little bit, because it gets us a bit dizzy and out of sorts. And so I really feel like everything's coming into a time of clarity right now, especially for Cancer.
I feel it. I always get I feel a little bit of trepidation when that happens, though, because we go through these shifts. Usually, 2012, 2000, there's these big shifts spiritually, metaphysically. It always gives me a little bit of trepidation, though, because people get very excited by this. All of a sudden, they're feeling this, niggling in their solar plexus, or their crown's opening, or their third eye feels expanded and ignited, and then they don't do the work with it. Yes. So they get excited, they grab a deck of cards and they start slinging cards all over the place. And really, we are all psychics and we're all mediums, but we have to go into a space where we understand the work that we're doing, because we affect others. If you're going around giving people readings, you're going to affect them. So you have to know how to give a reading. There's an etiquette to this. So hopefully these people that are feeling ignited, feeling inspired, feeling as though they are invoking their innate, natural ability, are willing to do the work down the road. And remember, you guys, it should never cost a small fortune. You should never have to remortgage your house to learn the steps and tools to be good practitioners, or to even just invest in yourself and be good at working within yourself. So I feel it, and I always get a little bit anxious with it, but I have to trust, right?
That's right. We all got to trust.
Okay, so we are on to Leo.
Bet.
Huh?
Yeah, I said,
okay.
You betcha. You betcha.
I was all like, I have to follow, you guys, I have a cheat sheet. I have to follow each of the signs. So I was like, oh no, maybe I was a Cancer. Frog Spirit, renewal. So this card is one of my favorite cards in this deck, in any deck, to be honest with you, because if you look, she's going to touch a toad, right? And that takes us to the kissing of the frog and the kissing of the toad. And here's the thing. Frog Spirit is based on rejuvenation. It is based on you looking at what you want to do and just going full passionate mode into it, being that person that says, I am renewing myself. I am looking at all of this, Leo, and I am going to say, I like this, and this I do not need. And here is what's going to come from that, the new me. So this is a perfect time, Leo, right now, to really see yourself in the bigger picture, to know what the bigger picture is for you. August is a time, it's supposed to be, if I'm right, and I was going to say I'm rarely wrong, but that's usually when I'm working with spirit. Otherwise, I'm all over the place. What I was going to say was that August is a very hot month. At least it's turned out to be in BC the last few years, September as well. So this is the time to burn away what isn't working for you, because a fire element always takes away, so we have new beginnings. I'm telling you, you are looking for something to just kind of revitalize, reconnect, realign, all the words, vitalize, reconnect, realign. You're looking for something, and it's right there at your fingertips. Just be open to receive.
I love it. You know what I find really interesting in this reading so far is how energetically one sign is sort of flowing into the next, because I had two jumpers, and what I got was solitude and dreamtime creation. And so when you look at that, it's alone, that's just kind of like, wow, it's a lot of what you just said for Leo, but it's going into Virgo. And it's like, okay, guys, what happens when we take that time and we go back into solitude? We can become creative. We can create things. It's when we are in our best place to recharge. And again, here we are with the re's, right? And so what is it you're going to do to take time for you this month where you can just go and be that island and spend some time with yourself and do some soul work and do some, even if it's just a matter of just hanging out on your porch and reading a book? What is it that you're going to enjoy your alone time so that you can also dream, right? Create new things.
Yes.
And what will happen is, Virgo, you're going to start manifesting things, right? So as we start going into September, all of this sort of replenish, recharge, you're going to be coming out into September just ready, rip raring, ready to go. So I'm going to leave that with Virgo.
Oh, I love that. And you know what? I mean, all these messages can resonate with everyone to some degree, right? So the flow is moving, and you know, you and I are super. I'm gonna pull the Band-Aid off and tell everyone what we're gonna do.
Okay.
That's the wrong terminology for it.
Yeah.
Especially
when you look like you have no clothes on. What are you taking off now? What are you ripping off?
We're leaving. I'm looking at myself here, and I look somewhat like I'm dressed. Okay, so this isn't about pulling off a Band-Aid. This is about some exciting news. We're opening the box and letting the surprise out. Nancy and I have a new podcast that's going to be starting in September. And it is, Nancy, you want to tell them the name that we are going with?
No, you tell them. You're unveiling it. I want you to unveil it.
Spirits, angels, and guides. Oh my! Exclamation mark!
Exclamation mark.
So remember in Wizard of Oz, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! Think of it, spirits and angels and guides. Oh my! It flows much easier when I say it naturally to Nancy. But we are excited for it. We are going to do it. We are going to put it up in all the spots, and we are just going to have so much fun with it. We're going to do a lot of talking about all things metaphysical, and we're even going to include the dogs. We were trying to come up with a name that would be, you know, 2 mediums and 3 rescue dogs, but none of that works. So we're going with spirits and angels and guides. Oh my, because that covers everything.
Excellent. Kelly says she loves it. Lucy's giving high fives. And I'm so sorry, people, because for those of you watching the replay with us doing this live, I am not very good at monitoring these comments, but there's been a lot of lovely ones.
Well, and I don't think we're supposed to be monitoring the comments quite as much as maybe in something else. So
right,
next time, we just kind of threw this up this time, you guys. We just wanted to see how it worked. We wanted to test out my microphone for tonight. And so we will have more of a set time. The first of every month, we will do our very best. We might do it the day before, but 31st, 30th, or the 1st, and we'll give you guys notice. So if you guys want to jump on, and we'll try to do it that way. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. It's fun.
Okay.
All right.
So it's my turn.
Yeah.
And it's Libra. And I love Libra because it's my beautiful daughters. And it's Wise Woman of the Grove, Grace. Oh, take a look at that.
Oh, wow.
What a gorgeous card. Let's talk about it. So Grace comes from a place of really ease when you are able to sit back and take these deep breaths. So Libra, I want you to focus on taking those deep breaths, looking at, again, all of this stuff is about how we can be more and do better and just raise our vibrations. So they are specifically asking you to take a look at what is your highest purpose, and are you achieving it? And if you're not, take a step back, give yourself some grace, look at the obstacles and challenges that are in the way. How high are you on the mountain? Are you like just at the beginning? Are you halfway, mid-peak? Where are you? Are you at the top and ready to come down the other side? Now, all of that is relevant to how you live your life and live your purpose. So if you are like struggling and you're like gasping for breath as you're climbing up that hill, you're going to want to take that step back and say, okay, why is this so hard for me? Why am I struggling? And then it's a you thing. It's not a universal thing. It's not a spirit thing, because you have the tool to ask spirit for guidance. Are you listening? Right? So it's not about any blame game to anyone, including yourself, but it is the recognition that you might have to just take a few steps back and be okay with that before you can go further and crest the top of that mountain.
Wow. I love that.
Thank you. That's
love that. My hubby is a Libra. So
is it? What's his birthday?
October 6th.
Oh, Lana's is the 30th of September.
Lovely. I
Yeah.
love it. So I got Scorpio. And again, here we are energetically sort of flowing from sign to sign. You guys got forest and breathe. And this is such a lovely, lovely reminder to come back to center, to take those beautiful bare feet, throw them on the grass, or get out into nature, go for a walk, and just be with perfect peace, right? And breathe, right? We often, and I learned this a long time ago, do you know that throughout the day, people forget to breathe? That, you know, you'll be starting to think about something and be like, oh, I'm not breathing. Or you get so worked up and you're like not breathing. Coming back to center, coming back to that essential breath, and just taking, you know, a 4 breath beat in to the count of 4, hold it for 4, and then release to 4. It resets you guys. It re-energizes and recalibrates and grounds you. So this is just a reminder of what are you going to do to come back to center. A little bit of a lean on the other ones where it's time to just do some work for you and just be okay just being.
So am I allowed to say something here?
100%.
So I'm a Scorpio. And for those that know me and are following me on my other platforms, we lost our son, who is also a Scorpio, on June 29th. And this card resonated with me as healing. Like when you pulled it, I immediately caught my breath. And yeah, I'm going to take those doggos and we're going to head down to Robert Burnaby Park and do a little bit of reconnection and realignment on my, maybe I can drag my hubby down with me, but yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you. Love that message.
You're welcome, hon. You're welcome. And for those of you, you know, out there, it sometimes, I know it sounds so hippie, but literally going up to a tree, putting your hands on the tree and saying, take what no longer serves me and recharge me, and let Mother Nature work with you. And I know that sounds a little bit hippie, but trust me, the work I do with trees, the work, if you guys try that, just that very little thing, trust me, you're gonna find nature helps you heal.
And can I say this? Sometimes it's really nice to let someone else do the work.
Yeah.
It's really nice to let someone else come in and say, hey, baby, you're okay. I'm going to do the work. You just relax. And that is literally what nature does for you, because you go and you put yourself out there. You've got to get yourself there.
Yeah.
But sometimes that's all you have to do. And then just be open. That's it.
I love it. All right. You are on Sagittarius, my friend.
Oh, it's me. Yep. Look at that. I got all dreamy and I was in the forest and I was reconnecting. Okay, that's me. Let's go Sagittarius. Now, this is my husband. Okay, crazy thing in my family, Nancy, that and including Mike's family with one exception, is that all the birthdays, and when I say I'm talking extended family on my side anyway as well, is from literally September 30th to January 1st. I'm talking grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, both my kids. Crazy. Wow. Mike's sister, Mike's brother. All of us just like flow. My parents are both twins, so December and November. So aunts and uncles. Like I said, it's a crazy, crazy, weird thing. Okay, Sagittarius. Let's go. Daffodil Fairy. Oh, this resonates for my husband too with what's happened, Nancy.
Oh.
It says Daffodil Fairy, new beginnings.
Oh, I
and
love
this I'm not going to read this as though it's for Mike, but new beginnings are so important, and sometimes we don't want them. Sometimes, okay, I'm going to read this as though it's for Mike, but I feel like this is for everyone. So please, if you're a Sagittarius, listen to the words. Spirit never lets me down. I know this is going to be beneficial for you as well. But sometimes we don't want the new beginnings that end up happening. Sometimes we just simply get thrown into something that we weren't expecting, that we didn't see coming, that we never ever would want to happen. Or sometimes, you know, it is something we're just not ready for, and down the road would be ready for it, but right now we aren't. And those new beginnings are important, and embracing them is important at whatever level that you can. Sometimes it's super hard work, and it's going to take a long time, and you're going to need to do some deep diving into who you are and you know, why this, why now kind of feel. But other times you can just be like, okay, Well, I was dragging my sorry ass all over the place, and now look where we are. It's done it for me. It's done it for me. And what is it? It would be universal energy, spirit saying, okay, you know what? We can only drag this person for so long. And now we got to give them a little bit of a oomph to get going. And that is the blessing of being able to sit with your spirit energy, is to know and trust that spirit has got your back, and that, yes, we have to have a human life. We have to have things happen that we would never want to happen, but they will always give us a little something to move us forward. Sometimes you just can't see it right away. That's all. That's it. That's what I got for Sagittarius.
All right. And I invite Sagittarius to also think, I read this fantastic article the other day. As humans, we often go to why. Why me? Why did this happen? Switching it to what? What is my next step? What is the direction I want to go? And I found that really powerful, just taking, because it takes a person from, you know, a victim stance to an empowered stance, right?
Yeah, I love
Even
that.
though I'm not saying at all that you guys are definitely the victims of violence that just recently happened, but I'm talking in general for Sagittarius, like just spin the story, right? Capricorn, I don't know if I just have like an exceptionally shiny deck and a sticky deck, but you got 2 cards. So it's a 2-card kind of amazingness. You got Wolf and Instinct, and then you got Clouds and Shape-shifting. Now, I love that these 2 popped out together, because this is really about a time of transition for you. And this is really going to be about, again, here's the word, what? What is it that you want? What is it that you are growing, changing, becoming, evolving into? And trust your instinct. So if a situation feels wrong, it is. If something feels right, run with it and have fun with it, and just like gangbusters. You know, is a new job on the horizon? Does it feel good? Great. Is there something that you're doing personal work wise, right? Keep at it if it feels good. This is really about following those instincts. Shape-shifting as you need it to be, but being fluid enough like the clouds to know, and alone like the wolf to know that it's only your decision that matters. It's your instinct. So let everything come from here, from the heart, and then be fluid like the clouds and just roll and shift and change. And I invite you to do a little bit of dream work, because clouds always do that for me. It's one of my favorite things as a kid, was laying on the grass and making out shapes in the clouds and stuff. So there you have it, Capricorn.
Oh, that was fun. I like that. I can remember sitting back and you know, up at the cabin at the beach and in the interior, and looking at the clouds and just being like, I see a giraffe, and my sister being like, the hell you do. But you know, it didn't matter because I saw it. That's all that mattered.
I could see
Okay,
you
let's go
saying that too.
Right?
Yeah.
My sister is so awesome. She sent me a message today. My birthday, as I said, is in November. And she says, do you want to go to a drag show with me? I said, sure. And she's like, okay, great. I'll buy it for your birthday. It's in June 2024. I'm like, oh, someone better put that in my calendar. Okay. Oh, Aquarius, Forest Temple, Enlightenment. This is an acknowledgement card.
Powerful.
So forest is what you make it. Forest can be deep and dark and intriguing and all sorts of things. But the enlightenment added to that is literally telling you to go into the dark to be enlightened. Like seriously, it's just a word play, but that's exactly what it means. You are distinctly about to go into a space that feels dark and feels heavy and convoluted for you. And inside that darkness is the temple where the light comes out. So you're going to find the answers you're looking for. You're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not, you know, because you're going to the other side. It is literally that you are about to get rid of the circumstance, the people, the energetic baggage that you're carrying, and see that there was a lesson in it. It was worth it, whatever it is. I'm really not big on people telling me everything happens for a reason right now, and that lessons are, everything's a lesson, even though I know it. I'm just not big on it, but I'm telling you this, Aquarius, there is a purpose to the path that you have been on, and the enlightenment, the awakening, the invoking, the igniting, all those cool, super powerful words is about to happen for you. Don't miss this boat. Make sure that you know you are worthy of coming out of a state that is holding you back and igniting a fire underneath your butt to get you to that next step that's going to fill your soul. Boom.
Love it.
Thank you.
Okay, last but certainly not least, we have Pisces. You guys got perspective. And this card is next level. Like the first thing I went to, like, portal. And I think it's just because Tara and I are going to Sedona and there's all sorts of portals and ley lines. And I'm like, but what this is really about is you're about to go on a journey of new beginnings. And you've got the strength to do this, but it has to be from a place of perspective. And Spirit's telling me it's really about, think hard about the stories you tell yourself and the stories you tell others. And what is it that you don't like about those stories, and how can you spin it so it's a positive, right? Like, for example, you know, a weight loss journey. Typically in the past, I would have been hard on myself and talk myself down. Well, no, now my perspective is I switch it around. I signed up at the gym. I am in perfect health. I am doing everything I can to be a better me, the healthiest, happiest me. So Pisces, what is the perspective you're spinning on your story? What is the perspective that you're going to do? I am working my dream job. I am making $1 million a year. We all want that. But, you know, switching it and changing the story, make it positive and manifest the heck out of it with the positive I am affirmation. So I'm going to leave that with Pisces, and I'm excited to hear what they're going to manifest for September.
Oh, me too. You know, one of the cool things about working with other practitioners is we all bring a certain flavor to an event, such as the podcast. That is something that Nancy and I, having worked on in this and having so much fun with it, and just having that ability to just play back and forth with each other is so powerful. And, you know, there's, you know, lots of people that, you know, we all don't necessarily want to hang out and do stuff with, but we always learn something from them and whatnot. But I'm really, really excited when the practitioners I do choose to work with have the same flow as me. You know, Nancy talking about intention setting and manifestation and how powerful it is. We are not just practitioners that are here talking about bringing your loved one in or reading your cards. We are here to show you how to do the work. And Nancy's always said it better than I have. She's always like, we're going to put ourselves out of business, Tara. We're, you know, but the purpose really of being of service, because we work with spirit. So spirit works with us. We are of service, is to literally have you guys feeling empowered enough that you can move through moments, that you can see that you have to do the hard work to get to this space. And sometimes you can not have to do the hard work and literally just go to the space because you've done the work already, if that makes sense. So the other thing I want to mention, two other things. Nancy and I are working on an animal communication workshop. Well, it's not animal communication, is it?
No, we're going to do more about creating like your personal animal.
We call it an animal totem.
Yes.
That's what we were working on. I was like, I'm going to say animal communication, because when I talk about Nancy, I always talk about animal communication. So that's what came out. But we're going to talk about you guys learning how to work with your animals. It's generally 5 of them. I've done this workshop. I taught it at retreats many, many, many years ago. It is a powerful and purposeful one. And now that we have an actual true to life animal communicator that does it at a Dr. Doolittle level, this will be a very empowering workshop. The other thing I want to mention is Nancy and I are also working with a bevy of beautiful people on a retreat in September in New Westminster. It's a 3-day retreat, starts 4 o'clock on the Friday, September 15th, 16th, and 17th, ends at 4 o'clock on Sunday. We still have a few spots left because we were initially sold out or pretty close. And then we looked at the space and we looked at what we could do. And Oksana was like, okay, well, let's open up. So we have about 2 spaces left. we keep finding space, which I like, but I think we'll cap it at that. 2 more spaces left. If you're interested, please look it up on the website, www.spiritessencebytaradiana.com. Look up Embrace Your Healing Self. Shoot me a message before you register, and I might have some fun stuff for you. Yeah, that's what I'm going to give. Nancy, how do they find you?
They find me at nancychristinebrady.com or at Nancy Christine Brady on any of the social media handles.
And that's where we are. I'm glad my microphone worked. I love being with you, Nancy, and I'm going to
Love
take a
being with
nap
you.
before I do my next workshop.
That sounds fantastic. I'm
Okay.
going to take a swim.
See you later, alligators.
Bye, everyone.